So I think, Nick, that I agree with you're trying to take that cosmic perspective, and from the cosmic perspective, there is no place for an individual controller. There's no place for me to be in control of anything, or for you to be in control of anything. So you're saying instead it's all determined. But I think determinism is still a kind of control, because to be determined, we're saying, okay, there's this set of laws that we have discovered, and they control everything, basically, right? There's no person, and we don't necessarily want to personify the laws, but the laws control the outcome of all this movement and complexity. So I don't think we want to say it's necessarily determined, because see, then we're falling back into this freedom law way of looking at the universe, which sort of necessitates a duality. And you're right, we need to move out of this dualistic framework. I realized here I am. All my other videos about cognitive science are pretty much trying to get away from dualism, and then I'm back now separating, the mind from the brain and the words from the neurons and stuff. And, I was just trying to clear up the definitions that we're assigning to these different words, I guess. But to say that it's all determined is saying it's all law and that the law controls everything. And yet, to say that, we have to assume that there is the scientist who is free to find out what the laws are that are determined. Is there a law that says the scientist can find out the laws? I don't know. Can the scientist observe the laws? How are we ever to know the laws to say that this is a determined process? So just because we get rid of the self, the controller, doesn't mean that everything is determined. Quite the contrary. It means that. So let's look at this from the novelty habit framework that I think we should start trying to move towards. The law part turns into habits. So we can never pin down exactly what the laws are. The laws are just these regularities that seem to build up over time, and this structure forms, but it's a very organic structure that can mutate. And the mutations are the novelty, the creativity. And so it's not freedom. There is no controller that says, I'm going to do this and this so that that will happen. No. It's an ongoing process that it doesn't exactly know where it's going. It just goes. And that's how evolution happens. That's how light and energy became matter, and matter became stars, and stars created matter for planets, and then planets created life, and all of these stages that the universe moves through are they're not law-based. They're very creative, and they're constantly transcending themselves, coming together in new ways that the scientist, the objective observing scientist who finds the deterministic laws, never could have suspected. So to say it's all determined, see, that's still looking at the universe as if it's a machine. And we need to move into a new paradigm, I think, that gets rid of this freedom law business and this determinism free will business. Obviously there's no free will, but we can't just fall back to determinism then. We have to move out of that whole framework. Freedom, determinism, let's take it, stick it over there, let's put it in the museums or in the history books, and let's start working on novelty habit, the new science, the cutting edge. Let's get rid of the old stuff, because I don't think it works. It just leads to more dualism. I'm gonna have to do another video about language. I don't quite know what to say next. So we'll see what comes out of this undetermined brain organism thing that isn't free either, but that just takes information and whittles it around and spits it back out. We'll see what happens next.